Good morning, good days and good evening. I'm the Hotbot and welcome to a vlog. I don't do these kind of videos very often. I obviously do a lot more of gaming videos and all that sort of thing, and there is one of those coming this weekend. Don't worry, this isn't all you're getting all weekend. Yes, for the last couple of weekends I've only been able to get one video out basically for the last couple of weekends. Reason being, I've actually not been feeling very well with the change in the weather. Basically it's all gotten a lot colder now, so the cold weather has a rather nasty effect on asthmatics such as myself. That's not the reason why we're making this video. The reason why I'm making this video is because I wanted to share with you something last weekend to when this video was uploaded, literally 1 week ago to the time you'll be seeing this video. I went and did something that I absolutely love. Now anyone who knows me knows that I love, well, not just Star Wars, but space. Space in general, essentially, or anything to do with space. I really love space. Now, the thing I got to do on the weekend, no, I didn't go into space. I wish I had. And no, I didn't go on the Vomit Comet or anything like that. That's all the way in Florida, and I'm down here in Australia. I haven't left the country for quite some time now. I haven't left the country for a couple of years, actually. No, what I did was only just up on the coast from here, and no, it wasn't launch a rocket. No, it wasn't anything like that. But it was something else that I have a big passion for. Something else that is really greatly my passion. And that something was this. That. What you're seeing there is not a Photoshop or anything. That is me in the cockpit of an aircraft, of a small light aircraft. Now this is not the first time I've sat in the cockpit of an aircraft, no. I've been in the cockpit of an aircraft quite a lot because I did study avionics quite some time ago, which is aircraft electronics, which means the instruments of an aircraft. And during that we did actually have a plane which we hopped inside of, and we did some tests on and all that sort of stuff for practical tests and practical exams and all that sort of stuff. No. But what this is me sitting inside of a functioning aircraft, one that is going up. Basically, as you can see here, as we're taxiing away. I am currently on board that aircraft right at that moment there. And here's a bit of video from inside the aircraft where I took the camera with me. Unfortunately, I didn't get much of a chance to operate the camera while I was flying because it's basically like driving while texting, essentially. You don't want to put those two things together, so you don't want to be operating a video camera while you're actually flying. In later on you'll see I will have my hand on the stick while operating camera. I'm not actually the one in charge of the aircraft. I'm just going along with my instructor while he flies the plane. But for half an hour, this is literally after takeoff, all the way back down to landing, I flew the plane. I took us down at 1,500 to, well, between 1,500 and 1,700. I sort of teetered around between there. That was basically the aim, was to stay within that 200-foot margin. I took us down the coastline of Bribey Island and then did a U-turn. Came back up the coastline of Bribey Island, this time at 500 feet. We dropped right down to 500 feet. You could literally pick out the individual people at that point. In fact, you could pick out the individual people at 1,000 feet. But at this point, you could just about see the colour of the swimsuits people were wearing down on the ground, or the colour of their shorts, or the colour of their shirts and stuff like that. Here was a bit of video, in fact, to sort of just show how high up we were. We weren't really too high up. There's a gyrocopter flying past. You probably recognise those things from James Bond movies. Flying past there. And what we're actually looking at are the gun emplacements down the Bribey Island. The pilot at this point just took over so that I could get the video basically while he did a little circle around, but then I straight up took over again after that and brought us around. And then we flew up to Caloundra, which is where this all occurred basically. So we flew up there, we flew around the tip of the point there and then made our way back. So it was a very simple flight, nothing too fancy, no, we didn't do any barrel rolls, no loop-loops or anything like that, nothing special. It was really just a fly up and a fly back. This was an introductory course essentially. Now this is the third time I've done this. I've done this I've done a total of 2 hours prior to this, 2 1-hour lessons in a slightly heavier aircraft, but still a light aircraft, a Cessna 172. Bit more room in the cockpit on that one. I'll tell you what, the cockpit on this thing was cramped. As you can see from The photos here, you can really see, just as you see from the photos in the video, you can really see just how cramped this cockpit is. There really wasn't much room. In fact, anytime the pilot had to adjust the elevator trim, he had to reach right down next to my leg and he's trying to move it. And not only that, but whenever he was in control of the aircraft, I kept finding I had to sort of shift in my seat to try and make sure that there was enough room for the stick to move around between my knees. Yeah, so this was basically what I did last weekend. I'll just talk about the video here. What we're looking at now is video of basically of us coming in for landing. It was very bumpy, I'll be honest. It was extremely bumpy. Now, normally when I'm in a plane, my fear of heights does not kick in. In this instance, though, it did. I found that my fear of heights was kicking in while I was up there. But towards the end of the lesson, it was gone. I did not feel nervous at all. Any nerves I had, I was just enjoying myself too much, basically, to feel nervous. The reason why I got to do it is because my lovely fiance, who took these photos, by the way, and this video of us took all these photos and the video of the external of the aircraft as we were taxiing out, and then here we are as we're coming back in. She bought me this through Red Balloon. So anyone who knows what Red Balloon is know that it's where you can buy all these kind of adventure gift packages and all that sort of stuff. So I definitely suggest checking it out. It's a Red Balloon voucher. It's a hands-on flying lesson, 30-minute. I'll put a link down in the description below for anyone else who wants to check this out. It's very affordable, to be honest. But not only that, but it's the company that we went and did this with, who I will be in contact with in future, because I've discovered that I can, through them, get a certificate for flying this kind of aircraft. So something I'm going to be looking at, and this is where I really encourage people to go and check out their website. Again, I'll put it down in the description below. There's a link down there, so go check it out. Check out their website. It's Pro Sky Caloundra. So just a quick little review obviously here, and this is not a paid promotion. They haven't asked me to do this. I'm doing this on my own accord because I really enjoyed myself there. I really had a great time. The instructors were wonderful, great fellas, good laugh. But yeah, no, it was a great time. The instructor was really great, full of information. He was able to point stuff out. He was really great. He was really clear with his instructions, and to be honest, this is probably the best flying lesson of the free flying lessons I've now had. This was the best one. For the last 15 or more years of my life, I've been playing Microsoft's flight simulators since FS95, basically. I started out on that in the demo version, and then when it came out, my parents bought me FS98 along with a Microsoft Sidewinder joystick, and then over time I built up joystick, throttle, and a pedal system so that I could control rudder pedals. And I had all this sort of stuff set up, and that actually went a long way to learning how to fly. Even to the point that my instructor at the end of it said, you really should be logging all your simulator lessons even. Like all your simulator time, you should also be logging. I thought, in fact, I haven't logged any of my flying lessons at all because I don't have a logbook. So one of the things I'll be doing is getting a logbook to log down my flying lessons. But yeah, the experience was just absolutely awesome. Like, a big thank you has to go out to my fiance for getting me this in the first place, but also a big thank you to the guys at Pro Sky Caloundra is the name of it, Pro Sky Caloundra. Again, this linked in the description down below. But yeah, big thank you to the guys there just for being so friendly and, you know, just a great pair of blokes that were there that day. John and I think it was John and Barry, I want to say. I'm really sorry, guys, if you ever see this and I've got your names wrong. I am really terrible with names, but I hope to see you again sometime soon. It unfortunately might not be for just over maybe another year or so, unless I do find a bit of money and I can get back and do another one. For me, flying is a hobby, and if flying is a hobby for you, I honestly cannot stress enough how much this is something that you should check out. If you're not in the Southeast Queensland area, sorry, that is where this is. So it does mean that if you're not, you kind of have to travel. I would definitely suggest look for places like this in your own area and just go and do it. Really, half an hour, honestly, didn't feel long enough for me in the end. But I wouldn't trade it for anything else, and I would happily go do another half hour we will be back to normal viewing hopefully tomorrow with another game. Most likely that game is going to be again Star Trek Bridge Crew. I've been playing a lot of that lately with some guys from Starfleet International. It's a Star Trek fan club basically that I've joined up with. The guys are really nice. We're actually having a really good time, really good laughs. Lots of good laughs in the video and all that sort of stuff. I've got one that I posted up over on my personal page, but I'll be getting that video and I'll also make up a version to put on here for you guys as well. And also, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos from me in future. Also a good idea to hit that bell icon to get a notification of when I upload. I do try to upload on Saturday and Sunday mornings. Unfortunately, with my asthma playing up lately, it has kind of thrown the schedule out a bit because it's been really hard to talk and do recordings. This is the most amount of clarity I've had for days now. Even on the day of that flight, I was still having some trouble with the asthma. But yeah, please go ahead, subscribe, hit like, hit the bell notification button, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.